This week on Ignition GT, Ernest gets reacquainted with Isuzu's evergreen D-Max.
Even Isuzu these days has gone leisure, and this does feel like a leisure vehicle.
The updated Toyota Corolla GR-S makes its eagerly awaited local debut.
You can always tell when you're driving a good hybrid. It's very smooth in the way that it moves, and I particularly like how easy it's going to be to, number one, maintain, but number two, it's not going to be too hard on your wallet.
And we find out if bigger is better in the Foton Tunland V9.
You have luggage, you have groceries, you have any bits and bobs that you'd like to carry. And this is where this comes in handy because you have extra space right in your cabin under your seats.
Hello and welcome to Ignition GT. It's been an exciting couple of weeks with a few members of our team having traveled to China for the Beijing Motor Show, and I've also had my very first outing at Simola Hill Climb, the highlights of which will be coming to your screens soon. Meanwhile, my two guests have equally been very busy, and I can't wait to find out what they've been getting up to. Prashant and Francois,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello.
We shall start with you, Prashant, because I haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been getting up to? What are you driving?
Wow, I had an interesting week. Last week I had the Audi SQ8 as well as the Volvo EX90.
Wow.
Okay, of course, thunderous
A
V8.
very expensive garage that you had.
But I was actually doing the maths. So even though I'm not good at maths, I was doing the maths. It was about almost 6 million rand worth of cars. And I was thinking, goodness, okay, V8. I enjoyed the V8.
Yes.
Beautiful. I mean, the Audi SQ8, buttery smooth. Loved it. Thirsty, so once it was,
Of course.
obviously once I saw it was quarter tank, I parked it away.
You put it away.
You know, I just enjoyed it here and there,
Yeah.
just to get a bit of the theatre of it. But
Of course.
And
But
then
the electric was like, okay, I'm not worrying about you.
and I hopped into the electric vehicle, the EX90. It was nice, though. I mean, it does lack a bit of that Volvo flair in terms of quality. I mean, some elements about it, especially the cabin, was
Yeah.
too gimmicky for me.
So gimmicky. I liked it.
That was my dilemma.
Well, Francois, have you been driving anything as exciting as he has been, or?
Probably not as exciting and also not as expensive. I was in Cape Town recently, and Renault South Africa loaned me a Duster
Oh, yes.
for a couple of days, which I was very glad about because when we had it on test up here, I didn't get to drive it. You did the review.
Yes, correct.
So it was quite nice to spend some time behind the wheel, also, you know, do a bit more open road driving, which we don't really get to do up in Joburg very much. So there are two big talking points on the new Duster. The one is that there is no longer a diesel engine,
Which is quite sad, I must
which
say.
is very sad. And I think, you know, the diesel was kind of one of the USPs on the previous generations of Duster, because it was one of the few cars in that segment that actually offered a diesel engine, and which also it gave it a lot of low down torque, very good fuel economy. So now there's only a turbo petrol across the range. And the other big talking point, which is probably less positive, is the price increase. So it is quite a bit more expensive than it used to be. It used to play in the sort of really entry-level part of the compact SUV market, and now it is kind of competing with your sort of mid-range Chinese models. But having said that, they have also moved the car, I think, sufficiently up market
Yeah, I
to
agree.
justify the
Yes.
price. In terms of the way it just looks more sophisticated, it looks a bit more aggressive, more
Yeah,
modern,
it looks-
and on the road, the performance is really good. We're from the EDC transmission.
Yes.
It's quiet, it's refined, not a lot of wind noise, not a lot of road noise, and some things that the Duster has always been known for, like the space and the versatility, that happily is still there.
But we move now from compact SUVs. We turn attention now to another firm South African favorite, the double cab bakkie. So Isuzu is one of the longest established players in the local bakkie segment, and the D-Max is consistently among the top performers on the sales charts. The X-Rider Black adds a welcome dose of curbside appeal, but is it worth the premium over the standard model?
stop everything. If you are about to pull the trigger on Isuzu D-Max 1.9 and you fancy yourself a bit of a Bruce Wayne type character, then I think you're going to want to hear what we have to say about this. This is the Isuzu X-Rider Black. And it's not the first time Isuzu's come out with a special edition like this. Think of it as a V-Max Mini. It's still got the same 1.9 litre engine, it's still got the same 110 kilowatts, it's still got the same 350 Newton meters from that 1.9 litre turbo diesel engine. But it's got a whole bunch of black details. And you know South Africans love themselves a special edition. Available in 3 derivatives, this is the top spec automatic 4x4 version going for about 770,000 Rand. Now, this one does come with a couple extra things like this bull bar over here, and you could opt for a tonneau cover or a roller shutter, which this one doesn't have. But other than that, you get this fantastic looking black paint job. You get lots and lots of black details on the side. Come check this out. X-Rider badging over here. Of course, you got blacked out mirrors, general grabber all-terrain tires on those 18-inch wheels, which are, of course, you guessed it, blacked out. You've got sturdy side steps and some stickers on the side that just make it stand out and look cool. And I think this is what this package is about. You're not going to get anything extra other than the looks package, but that's what you want when you're driving a bakkie. Now, granted, it's not the big 3-litre engine in there, but it is the dependable, economical 1.9 that you know is going to last forever. More X-Rider details visible at the back here. Then you've got a 4x4 sticker on the side, and then another X-Rider badge at the back. Also, overall, you can see little red highlights like those visible on the center caps of the wheels. Don't expect to find much difference inside here other than the usual red stitching and then of course X-Rider badging on the headrest over here. Now the Isuzu comes with this cool details inside with red highlights everywhere, including the badge on the steering wheel, which does make it feel a little bit more special. But other than that, it's pretty much a dependable Isuzu on the inside. Let's take a bit of a spin. We know what we're going to get, but that's kind of the point of an Isuzu, isn't it? So yes, you're not going to get tire shredding performance. I mean, I tried to pull away fast there and that was all that happened. But you do get something that's perfectly adequate when tootling around town or loading cargo in the back. Power figures are 110 kilowatts and 350 Newton meters, as is standard on all of the 1.9 Isuzu. Towing capacity braked is 2,100 kilograms. It also says that the fuel consumption is supposed to be 6.9. Now, I'm not sure if that's possible, but I'm on 9.7 at the moment. But my fellow motoring journalists have also said they've been getting around 8 or 9 liters per 100 on day-to-day traveling with this car. Considering that half-ton bakkies don't really exist and have kind of been replaced by panel vans these days, this is that perfect in-betweener that can carry the ultra-heavy loads when you want it to, but also the lightweight loads in comfort. Even Isuzu these days has gone leisure, and this does feel like a leisure vehicle. It's not as hardcore as old Isuzus. Don't expect the most refined driving experience. That is not what Isuzus are about. And also, considering the car isn't laden at the moment, I suspect this isn't the most comfortable it's ever going to be. And then you've got those off-road tires that I do think work wonderfully on gravel roads though. So it is a slight compromise of a car, but it's a bakkie at the end of the day. Recently, I've driven a used Isuzu 1.9 manual just like this one. And it felt exactly the same. And that's the Isuzu dependability. It didn't feel that used, even with tens of thousands of kilometers on the clock. It felt like this one does. Maybe this one's a little bit tighter, maybe the tires are a little bit newer, but with an Isuzu, as the saying goes, it really is with you for the long run. With just 150 of these units being made available and starting at 664,000 for the entry-level version, I think this is something that any Isuzu potential owner should be looking at. And just like Ford have done in the past, they've packaged a decent amount of kit for 12,500 Rand. Yeah, you could probably do some of that yourself anyways, but this comes from the factory with a warranty, and it is kind of a special edition.
You're watching Ignition GT. Welcome back. Before the break, Ernest gave us his impressions of the Isuzu D-Max and the X-Rider Black, guys. And now it's time for our guests to share their thoughts and opinions on the highly popular model. Franz, I'll start with you. I mean, I drove the D-Max, not the black edition, but I know that car has always been such a strong contender. It's so reliable. It's also very fuel efficient. I think one of the most fuel efficient bakkies. What are your impressions of, the black edition, but also the brand Isuzu and the D-Max, guys?
The D-Max is probably one of the unsung heroes in the South African market. It's kind of, I always group it together with the Mitsubishi Triton, although obviously the D-Max sells in much bigger volumes than the Triton. What I find very interesting is, I don't know if you guys remember, but when the first Amarok was launched, it had a 2-liter turbo diesel engine, and everyone was making jokes about, only Coca-Cola comes in 2 liters. And slowly but surely, these small capacity diesel engines have made inroads into the market, kind of won people over.
Yeah.
And I mean, this comes with the 1.9 turbo diesel, which is actually quite small by bakkie standards, but as you mentioned, the payoff is with the fuel consumption.
Yeah.
Isuzu themselves give a claimed combined figure of 7.6, and I've actually spoken to people who in practice have gotten better than that.
Yeah.
They claim a range on the 76-liter tank. I think the range is about 1,400 Ks.
Can you imagine?
Which, is incredible. So it's not just a marketing ploy. You can really achieve amazing efficiency with these cars in the real world.
And what do you think, Prashowan? I mean, do you actually go for this one, or do you just go for the standard one? Do you really want to get the premium, black edition, or would you just settle for the mid-sized or mid-spec rather?
I think if you dare to stand out, of course, the black edition is cool. I mean, who doesn't love black on black? It sticks out. But as a whole, I like just the way it is. It's simplistic. It's rugged, robust. It's not your flashy, GWMP 300 with all the tech and all this stuff. It's just it's a recipe that's been refined over the years. And I think I looked at one of these articles from News 24. 1.7 million kilometers in a Isuzu KB in 1997, I believe. And I mean, I'm just thinking, okay, it's nice. There's like there's like already a pre-notion that if you buy it, it's gonna last you for the years to come. And that's
here for the long run. As
everybody
the
preaches that same message. It's like, why not take it? I mean, paying a lot of money for a bakkie. I mean, things are not cheap these days.
Well, certainly a lot of that heritage does back the branding, just gives a peace of mind, I guess. Well, historically, the X-Rider Black Edition has proven to be a hit with bakkie buyers, and we have no doubt that the latest versions will be no different. Another vehicle that's been lighting up the sales charts is the Toyota Corolla Cross. Last year, the facelifted versions of the XR and XS models have made their local debut, and now the updated GR-S derivative joins the lineup. Google attended the recent media launch to find out what sets the new sporty model apart.
Today we're joining Toyota for the launch of the Corolla GR-S. Now, it's not the first time that Toyota has done this, but the current car looks really, really good. Let's go have a look and see what they've done.
It's been newly designed with a new bumper that is GR inspired, and on the interior we have even more sporty elements to make the car very exciting.
I think the new grille, the new bumper design is really great. The new mag wheel option is really good looking. The colors are great. You do get a GR-S or GR Sport inspired seat, red seat belts.
I think it looks nice actually because it looks sportier, so you can pick it out that that's a GR Sport, and that's what it's supposed to be. Some piping, some stitching, the red seat belt, they give the car character.
On the petrol model you get 103 kilowatts of power, and then on the hybrid you get 90 kilowatts of total system output.
We drove the hybrid now. So we averaged from Swartkops to here 5.3 litres per 100. 5.3 litres per 100 is great fuel consumption. It's a Toyota, so it's never going to go wrong. It's going to be relatively cheap to maintain later.
You can always tell when you're driving a good hybrid. It's very smooth in the way that it moves, and I particularly like how easy it's going to be to, number one, maintain, but number two, it's not going to be too hard on your wallet.
Our low entry grade, which is the XI, starts at 420,000, and then for our GR-S it starts at 527,000, and the hybrid is at 540,000.
It's not stupidly expensive to buy. So Toyota makes a really, really strong case for itself. There is no reason not to buy one.
It's one of those brands that you realize you're not just paying a premium price for a car that's not going to stand the test of time. So when it comes to their pricing, people will pay for that because they trust in the brand.
It's a locally produced product, it is priced well, and with all these upgrades, it really does look good. And honestly, in my opinion, there's no reason why it shouldn't sell.
A new contender has been thrown into the ring. It is the Foton Tunland V9, and let me tell you, it is a heavy weight. But can it put up a fight, or is it all bark and no bite? Well, I think let's find out. As you can see, looks-wise, it is massive. You've got this massive hood, a massive grille, so they have channeled that big energy American truck style. It's a head turner, and I do think it looks very aggressive and menacing. On top of this massive grille, you have chrome, and I do wish there was like a plastic cladding of some sort. On the sides, big LED lights. This features 18-inch wheels. They're quite big. I thought they'd be maybe 19s or 20s or 22s even, but 18 does not look odd on this, and seemingly seems to fit the profile of this car as well. So I'm quite surprised. Your side mirrors are big, they're quite chunky, and it does come in handy when you are driving and trying to park. You have a plastic side step, quite wide, I do like that, and you also have roof rails as well. And of course, finally, a wide loading bay. Those rear lights as well. I mean, this is a whole F-150 sort of design, but just opening here, it's actually it's not heavy. Of course, the hydraulics do help that as well. But I do like that you have a feature like this. You get a staircase, you climb onto that, and you can get inside, and it will make it quite easier when you're loading. So one of those little features and things that really make a car stand out from the rest. I actually want to pull out some dimensions here. So this measures 5,617 millimeters long, 2,090 millimeters wide, and 1,910 millimeters tall, and it also has a wheelbase of 3,355. It weighs just about 2.3 ton around there, so quite heavy as well. I want to jump inside and yeah, let's see how it looks on the inside. So the V9 is a lifestyle bakkie, and as so, the interior does actually reflect what they're trying to do with this car. They're trying to make a very premium, high-end with the materials and just the look and feel of this cabin. It's well appointed. You have some faux leather, of course, from the seats to the dash area, but I do think that the use of that red stitching around the dash area as well as the seats does elevate the look of this car. In front of me you also have this 14.2 digital screen. It does have a bit of a lag. I'm trying to press here and that can't happen. This car costs just under 800,000 rand, and just to have those kind of like niggles, and it should not happen. But in terms of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, very easy, very seamless to also connect to that as well. The middle here is where you're gonna get all your shortcut buttons that you're going to be using. You have a gear lever that fits quite nicely in your hand. Also decently sized steering wheel. The seats, I just think, yeah, they're cool, they're comfortable. I don't think they have as much support as they should. However, they look really good, but also they can be electrically adjusted and they can be heated and cooled as well. So that is quite a plus. And it just gives that whole, yes, I am sort of a luxury, bakkie. But moving on to the back of the car, and that's where you're going to find so much space for your legs as well as your headroom. You also get a panoramic sunroof, which also stretches towards the back of the car as well. But here's something that I've also found that will give you extra space there in the back. So presume that you don't have a cover for your rear, like we don't have right now. So you have luggage, you have groceries, you have any bits and bobs that you'd like to carry. And this is where this comes in handy, because you have extra space right in your cabin under your seats. You lift it up like so, use this hooky on the back of the headrest, and voila. And I do think it gives it a bit of an upper hand when it comes to some of its competitors. This is crazy. I'm trying to start this video, putting the volume down, and it won't go.
It's already been turned down.
It hasn't been turned down, I can hear it. Guys, these are the things that happen when you're tasting cars that are meant to be behaving, but they kind of just show their true colors. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's switch off the whole car. Let's start again, and hopefully the volume will work. All right, let's go. So you are looking at a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that will give you 120 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque. And you also have a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which actually helps the car in certain cases, especially on takeoff. It will give it a bit of a boost on takeoff. And also, just as you're driving, you can feel, just as the turbo spools just a bit, you can feel the hybrid subtly coming in to assist the engine as well. All in all, I do think it could have been just a little bit more power on this car. If you were to ask other people, perhaps they'd be okay. The brand says this car is more for comfort and durability. They really aren't focused on making this a wild track or anything faster. But on gravel, I must say, it actually doesn't drive badly at all, taking on those bumps quite well. But somewhere I'm definitely comfortable. Has to be tarred road, very composed, seamless as well in its drive, and steering wheel feedback is also quite good. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, these beeping from the camera. Basically, as you take your eyes off the road, it beeps, or it beeps when you just go out of your road markings as well. So it sort of acts like a lane keep warning as well. It's got ABS, EBD, 6 airbags. So in terms of safety, it is quite good. And I love that it has a bit of a SUV-like drive style to it and doesn't feel like a truck. And I think it's, thanks to the multi-link suspension that they've put in here, and also those double wishbones that they put in the front, it does give it more of a softer, seamless and smoother drive quality. So, is the Tunland V9 a heavyweight in the whole sense of the word? Well, I'd like to say it is quite a heavy hitter. I mean, I was quite impressed with the cabin quality. It drives quite nicely, but I will say that I was quite let down by the lack of power as well as those technicalities with the volume. I do hope that those things will get fixed so it can really, in its true sense, be an all-round heavyweight champion. For now, I can say, yeah, well, it throws in a good punch.
And that, I'm afraid, is all we have time for this week. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Hope I see you guys soon, especially you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
See you soon.
Really appreciate it.
Tune into Ignition GT again next week.
We bring you all the highlights from the motor and iCar stands at Auto China. New kid on the block, Lepers, gives us a sneak peek at their upcoming range. And Geely shows us why it's a powerhouse on the global automotive stage.